A young couple and their 4-year-old son were preparing for a vacation in the Khada Mountains of Georgia. They were eagerly looking forward to it, making thorough preparations for their upcoming adventure. But no one expected that it would turn out to be their final trip as a family. And the people around us are not always as trustworthy as they seem. Welcome to today's video. We truly appreciate your support. Please like, share, and leave a comment below. Let's explore criminal cases from around the world. Crime lurks in the shadows, but justice is everywhere. The perpetrators will pay for their actions. Now, let's get into today's Casian, unbelievable and senseless crime. This is the story of a family who dedicated their lives to helping and giving back to others. A family that in no way deserved the cruelty they faced. Ryan Smith grew up in the northeastern suburbs of San Diego, California. Raised in a Protestant family, his childhood was filled with happiness. He lived a life of faith, staying true to his Christian beliefs. In his 20s, Ryan ventured abroad, developing a passion for travel and a deep love for people from different cultures. That passion led him to Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, in 2002. He worked in the carpet industry and aspired to start his own textile business. Ryan lived there for 3 years before returning to the US in late 2005. Back in the US, Ryan met Laura Joy, a school teacher from Washington State. They shared a strong dedication to service and a passion for helping others. They fell in love and got married. After a few years together, the couple decided they wanted to serve overseas as missionaries. So, in 2010, they took a leap of faith and moved to Marnuli, to where Ryan had previously lived. It didn't take long for them to find ways to best serve the local community. Laura became an English teacher at the city's public school, while Ryan established a business to revive and develop the region's ancient carpet weaving industry. Their work made a real impact on society. They were an extraordinary couple, committed to becoming loyal citizens of their new home. They planned to start a family, but heartbreak struck. Their first child, born in 2012, passed away at just 9 days old. In the following years, Laura became pregnant 3 more times, but each pregnancy ended in miscarriage. No pain could compare to what they endured. But after all the sorrow they endured and the kindness they shared, in 2014, they welcomed Caleb, a healthy baby boy who grew into a bright child, the pride of his parents and grandparents. By all accounts, the Smith family was well respected and deeply appreciated, fully embraced by the local community. With the success of their traditional weaving business, Rewoven, and their collaboration with local artisans, the couple was able to give back and support their community. They were even in the process of planning to build a playground for children in Marnuli, funding it entirely on their own. But then, the unimaginable happened. In the middle of the week, the family of 3 set off on a camping trip to the Khada Gorge, a small canyon near the city of Dusheti in northeastern Georgia. Their plan was to explore the area, particularly the breathtaking waterfall in King's Gorge. They intended to set up camp near a village called Skia before heading to the falls. By Friday, however, no one had heard from the family. They were supposed to return to town that day. Their friends grew worried and tried to contact them, but their cell phones went unanswered. Concerned, the friends called Georgia's 112 Emergency Response Center to report that the family might be missing. Authorities immediately dispatched 15 search and rescue teams to locate them. It didn't take long to find their campervan. Soon after, they discovered the lifeless body of Laura Smith near the waterfall. There were no visible signs of violence on the 43-year-old mother. The search for Ryan and Caleb continued. The following day, on Saturday, Ryan's body was found approximately 800 meters from the waterfall. But unlike Laura, Ryan's remains told a different story. His body bore clear signs of trauma from a violent attack. A gunshot wound, which he had suffered, was not discovered until the autopsy was conducted. However, there was still no sign of Caleb. As the search pressed on, local authorities began focusing their attention on a young shepherd. His name was Malkaz Kobauri, a 19-year-old from a poor family of 6 children. He had dropped out of school after the 8th grade. His father had a criminal record, and Malkaz no longer lived with his family. It didn't take long for the police to get a confession from Kobari. The following day, he led officers to the location where he had buried Caleb's body. Along with the gun he had used to kill both Ryan and Caleb, he provided the police with a detailed account of how everything unfolded. According to Kobari, after the young family set up camp, they headed out to find the picturesque waterfall. Along the way, they encountered him and asked if he could guide them to the falls. Kobari joined them on their journey and led them there. During a dinner break, Ryan became frustrated when he noticed Kobari handling his hunting rifle carelessly. He asked him to be more cautious with the weapon, especially since a child was present. Kobari reacted with irritation. Then, he shot Ryan in the back and face, killing him. According to Kobari, after that happened, he felt the need to kill the remaining 2 family members to cover up his crime. He then turned the weapon on their son, shooting the boy at point-blank range. Based on Kobari's initial statements during the investigation, authorities initially believed that Laura had attempted to flee and fell to her death from the cliff. However, there were reports suggesting otherwise. Some evidence indicated that Kobari had forced her off the cliff at gunpoint. Afterward, he buried the child's body and threw the remaining bullets into the river. But Kobari's version of events would soon be scrutinized. The FBI began working with Georgian investigators, and the evidence started telling a different story. When the autopsy results, DNA testing, and other forensic findings came in, it became clear that there was more to the encounter than what Kobari had claimed. The official autopsy report confirmed the presence of Kobari's bodily fluids inside Laura Smith. She had been raped before she died. With this discovery, within hours, Kobari's legal team abruptly withdrew from the case. They issued a statement. "I refuse to continue participating in this case. I wish success to those who will defend Kobari's interests." Prosecutors then added new charges of premeditated murder. However, Kobari pleaded not guilty. His new attorney declared his client's innocence in court. Kobari later retracted his original confession. He claimed that 2 foreign men had killed the family and then threatened to murder his own family if he reported it. His lawyers argued that Kobari was not a criminal but a witness, and that he had initially confessed only to protect his family from the alleged killers. The defense argued that Kobari could not have committed the rape because he was still a virgin and lacked the capability to carry out such an act. The prosecution, however, rejected this claim. They not only presented irrefutable forensic evidence, including Kobari's DNA, but also proof that he had accessed pornographic websites shortly before the incident. To establish his motive, prosecutors laid out a narrative that contradicted Kobari's version, but aligned with the evidence. They acknowledged that there may have been a dispute over the weapon between Ryan and Kobari. However, the real motive was Kobari's desire to rape the young wife regardless of the consequences. He started by eliminating the first obstacle in his path: Ryan. Laura was forced to watch as he shot and killed her beloved husband and then their son. After that, he raped Laura and threw her body off the cliff when he was finished. The trial concluded on the 25th of March, 2019. The jury took only 4 hours to deliberate before returning their verdict. They unanimously found Kobari guilty of rape, premeditated murder with extreme cruelty, premeditated murder of multiple people, and premeditated murder to cover up another crime. 2 days later, he was sentenced to life in prison. Friends and family of the victims welcomed the verdict. Meanwhile, Kobari's family members were so devastated that some had to seek medical attention. They claimed that both the verdict and the sentence were unfair. However, the U.S. court in Georgia stated that the ruling was just and the evidence left no room for doubt. In this case, both Laura's and Ryan's families had expressed their desire for a life sentence. "We believe it was a fair and rightful trial," they stated. Ryan, Laura, Caleb, and their late daughter were all laid to rest in Laura's hometown of Phoenix, Arizona. Family and friends honored the compassionate family with a memorial celebration. Ryan's carefully woven rugs were placed over their coffins as a final tribute. After the sentencing, Ryan Smith's mother wrote a heartfelt letter to Kobori and sent it to him in prison. The letter was later published in Georgia. She expressed her and her family's immense pain and grief, as well as their disappointment in Kobari's complete lack of remorse for his heinous crimes. Despite everything, she shared her prayers for him and ultimately forgave him. The loss of Rewoven's founder not only left the community in deep mourning, but also caused significant instability. Ryan and Rewoven had provided much-needed job opportunities, offering women in the village a source of income and stability to care for their children. Yet, amidst their sorrow, one thing remained certain. The Smith family would have wanted their vision to continue. Just as their passionate founder once did, Rewoven has since expanded in scale and production, experiencing increased sales and several successful exhibitions. A visit to their website reveals a collection of vibrant, authentic masterpieces that continue to honor Ryan's legacy. It is clear that Ryan and Laura's family had absolutely no connection to Malkaz Kobari. There was no prior conflict between them. They were simply a family trying to make life better for the people of Marnuliant. They succeeded. Their contributions to the community and the way they lived their lives ensure that this small, loving family will always be remembered. After covering so many cases from around the world, we couldn't help but notice how swiftly justice was served in Georgia. It took just one day to arrest the suspect, 8 months to investigate and convict him, and only 2 days to deliver the final sentence. Justice moved swiftly, at least, compared to most of the cases we have reported on. This undoubtedly brought some comfort to Ryan and Laura's loved ones, as well as to the many people in Marnuli who cherished their family. Thank you for watching this video. We are continuously striving to improve each day. Please leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. We truly appreciate your support. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.